Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming a tag video that is called BAE is Blush. I am so happy that my fellow YouTuber Heba S, I'm gonna link all of her details in the description box below as well as up here somewhere. Be sure to go check out her video as well as her channel. She's got some really great makeup reviews, hauls, empties videos. Definitely check her out. I think you're gonna love her. Blush has to be one of my favorite items to apply to my face when I'm doing my makeup because I feel like it normally pulls the entire look together. But blush is also one of the most challenging things to apply because you're never quite sure where to position it on your face, and sometimes you can't go a little bit overboard. I know I've been known to do that in the past. Other times you just apply so little that it does absolutely nothing to your face. It's really something that you've got to play around with. Personally, I have crazy oily skin, so I need to pile on the blush in the morning because it does fade really quickly on me. Before I dive into all of the tag questions, I have to show you guys what is going on at my desk over here. I'm gonna pull out my camera phone and show you guys. Here we are with all of my blushes sitting out on my table. I've got some stuff in this big drawer here. You can see some other ones in the drawers there, a couple of blush palettes, and then over here I've got a few more kind of stashed away, and of course one of my favorites. Without any further ado, if you want to find out what some of my favorite blushes and preferences are, make sure you keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I did make some notes because there are quite a few questions in this tag. There are technically 15 and I added one which I thought was kind of missing from this. The first question is cream versus powder and what do I prefer? As you can tell from that little snippet, I definitely prefer powder blushes. I think they look the best, especially since I do wear a lot of powder on my face because I do have oily skin. I think it just sits better. I get longer staying power from them as well. I do only have one cream blush in my collection and it is from Becca. It's these tiny little ones that used to exist I think a few years ago. They're now discontinued, but these are the Beach Tints. They're the Shimmer Souffle Cream Blushes, and this one is in the shade Watermelon and Moonstone. So it's got really nice sort of pink and gold in there, but I have only used this a handful of times. It's not something that I reach for, but I do love the smell of it because to me it actually smells like watermelon. Next up is the weirdest colored blush, and I guess they're asking what the weirdest color blush that I have in my collection, and I'd have to say it's from Becca. I hate to throw Becca under the bus right now, but it is a luminous blush in the shade Foxglove. It looks like this, and I don't actually think this is a weird shade. I don't think any blush is a weird shade, but this is just a color that doesn't really work for my skin tone. I think this is the weirdest color that I have in my collection. The next question is, do I prefer high-end blushes or drugstore blushes? And this is actually a really hard question for me to answer because I love both of them. In my notes, I actually wrote too hard to choose, both question mark. And I think that's kind of the answer that I'm leaning towards. I love both of them. Love spending a little bit of extra money for a good blush, but I also love saving a lot of money and finding something equally affordable at the drugstore. And honestly, the drugstore has been coming out with some incredible blushes lately. I've got these ones here from Essence, which are absolutely stunning. They are ombre blushes. They're called Blush Ups. I've got two of them. The Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes are really cute as well. Wet n Wild also has their own ombre blushes. NYX has some really nice blushes too. These are their ombre blushes. I've got two of them here. This one is definitely a little more neon. It's definitely a little more neon than this color over here, but both beautiful. My God, how could I forget Milani? Milani also has some incredible blushes. There's lots and lots to choose from the drugstore. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think I might end up preferring drugstore blushes. The next question is, which blush is my most expensive in my collection? And that would have to be the Marc Jacobs Air Blush Glows. And these here run for a whopping 57 Canadian dollars. They are ridiculously expensive, but you do get a lot of product, a beautiful compact, and these go a long way. Of course, following that question will be, what is my most inexpensive blush? And those would actually be from Essence. These are my satin blushes, and these I believe are $3.99 if I'm not mistaken at the drugstore. Super inexpensive. The next question is a little bit hard to answer because it's asking me what my favorite single blush is, and this one's gonna be a bit of a toss-up. So in my notes, I actually wrote, it's a three-way toss-up between MAC's Melba, which is a beautiful matte, sort of a neutral toned blush that looks amazing on everybody. It's either that one, I keep looking at my notes as if I don't remember anything. The next one is actually from Milani. It's the famous Luminoso. This is another one that I reach for so frequently. And then of course, my Marc Jacobs. This is in the shade Lines and Last Night. It is one of my favorites from this particular blush line. I don't know which one to pick. The next question was so easy for me to answer because it's asking what my favorite blush palette is. And of course, without giving it any thought, it is my Benefits Cheek Parade palette. This is the 2017 edition that I purchased last year, and I've gotten such incredible use out of it. They did come out with a new one this year that is now available on Sephora's website. The only difference between this one and the new palette is the new blush that they've added called Gold Rush. But this palette here is golden. You've got Rockateur, California, and Dandelion. All three of these colors are stunning. Next up is the oldest blush in my collection, and that would have to be Milani's Luminoso. I've had this one in my collection for at least 2 to 3 years. I just can't get rid of it. I mean, there's still lots of product to work with. I have made a pretty good dent in it, but there's still a ways to go before I hit pan. And the next question is the complete opposite of the previous, which is, what is the newest blush that you have in your collection? And for me, it comes down to, I guess, 2 different brands. I'm not sure if we can count the eye and face palettes from Essence. If we do, then these are the newest ones in my collection. Or it's gonna be these single blushes from Jouer. I did end up picking these up when they were on sale for, I think, $11. They were on for such a good price that I just had to grab them. The best party blush, hands down. There is not a single question in my mind. If I'm going out for a good time, I know I'm gonna be wearing NARS's, if I can open that, Orgasm. This is such an incredibly stunning blush. It is more of a pinky sort of gold color, and it just looks so good on the skin. I love that it gives you a nice little bit of shimmer as well. It just looks so good. It makes you feel like you want to go party, and you know, the name itself, clever and fun, and I think also indicates that it's a party and a blush. The next question reads, is there a brand that you have more than 4 blushes in? Yes, there is. The first one is actually Tarte. So I have lots of blushes from Tarte. I did take these out of the Big Blush book, I think that's what it was called, that I purchased a little while ago when it was on sale for Tarte's anniversary sale. These Amazonian clay blushes are stunning. Not only do I have the full-size pans over here, but I also have, we don't want that to fall and break. I also have a bunch of their smaller versions as well. And these I just keep for traveling in particular. And I also have several blushes from Essence. We're at question number 12. We are almost at the end. Question number 12 actually reads, are there any buying regrets? Easy to answer. No. Question 13, do I have a blush that I purchased because of another YouTube? I actually do. So Luminoso from Milani is the one that I purchased because of Nikki Tutorials. She used to use this blush all the freaking time in her tutorials, so I thought I would pick it up, and I've been loving it ever since. The next question reads, is there a blush in a brand that you haven't tried that is on your wish list? Absolutely there is. It's actually the new blush that Benefit has recently released. It's called Gold Rush. I'll insert a picture somewhere over here for you guys to see. It looks absolutely stunning. A very beautiful sort of peachy pink blush, which is definitely up my alley. I have 2 more questions to go. So the next one is the official last question of the original blush tag video, and the last one that I'm gonna ask after this one is one that I added on because I felt like you needed to, you know? The second last question is, what is my favorite brush that I use to apply blush? And I actually have 3 of them, even though it looks like 4. These 2 are the same brush. The first brush I'm going to talk about is this one here from Tarte. I love using it because it is just so fluffy, light, and airy. It just puts on the right amount of blush, doesn't really overload you. Funny enough, I think this brush came in the collection where I purchased all of these mini Tarte blushes. The next brush is from Morphe. It is this one right here. They are the exact same. I love that they are an angled brush. It does come from the Elite collection. This is the E4. The shape of this brush is what really makes applying blush so easy. You get to hit the cheekbone beautifully, and similar to the Morphe brush style is this one here from IT Cosmetics. This is the 227 brush. I bought this from Ulta. I love how soft the bristles are. I love the angle of the brush. Again, another really easy one to use to apply your blush. And finally, the last question that I thought I would add in this tag video is the best underrated blush. I've talked about a whole range of powder blushes and one cream in this video so far, but the one brand that I haven't really talked about is Makeup Forever, and I think this is the most underrated brand when it comes to single blushes. These are such a beautiful formula. You have such a great range of color. They apply so smoothly to the face. I love that you have different types. You can get nice matte finishes, you can get shimmers, you can get some with a little bit of glitter, anything you want. I really feel that these are underrated in the makeup community. Whew, those were a lot of questions to answer. That last question does bring us to the end of this video. I do want to say thank you very much again to Heba for tagging me in this Blush is BAE tag video. And now I would like to tag 2 people to complete this video. I want to tag Nicole Chantel as well as Makeup Haven. I think these beautiful ladies have lots of information and lots of cool blushes to share, so I would love to see them complete all of these questions. I'm gonna link Nicole's channel as well as Haven's channel in the description box below, along with Heba's channel and her original tag video. Please go and show them lots of love. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe if you aren't already. Connect with me on all of my social media as well. I do post probably the most frequently on Instagram. I'd say Twitter is next, Facebook after that, and then Snapchat right at the tail end because, let's be real, I rarely go on Snapchat anymore. Thanks again for watching and for all of your love and support. I really hope you are having an incredible day no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!